Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Unity Halton Peel. And we'll say our mission statement together: to lovingly inspire transformation and be of service to the world. The daily word today for January the 25th is zeal. I bring my zeal and passion to life. Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore wrote in his 94th year, "I fairly sizzle with zeal and enthusiasm and spring forth with a mighty faith to do the things that ought to be done by me." His example shows me that regardless of my age or station in life, zeal is a divine gift, a part of me, always mine to call upon. Through it, I feel enthusiastic and energetic about life. I express joy and excitement as I live, love, and share of myself through service. I am purposeful, passionate, and positive. I live authentically and make a bold impression on the world. I share my talents and gifts with a spirit of generosity and service. I begin each day with eagerness and end it with gratitude, happy to share my zeal. In Psalm 100, verse 2, worship the Lord with gladness, come into his presence with singing. And our opening song is Ready, Willing, and Worthy by Richard McDeesey.
I'm ready, willing, and worthy to open my heart and receive all of the heavenly blessings there for me when I believe. I'm ready, willing, and worthy, and that's all I have to be. 'Cause when I'm ready, willing, and worthy, God is able to bless me. Once there was a poor man who lived a godly life. Now
Jane, can you unmute yourself, please? It's got the music on. I did that. Sorry. We could hear you singing.
Stood before his maker, asking why he'd been passed by. He was then led to a storeroom full of dreams of riches past. It was all there for the taking. All he had to do was ask and say, I'm ready, willing, and worthy to open my heart and receive all of the heavenly blessings there for me when I believe. I'm ready, willing, and worthy, and that's all I have to be. 'Cause when I'm ready, willing, and worthy, God is able to bless me. Long ago, a young man asked his father for his share, and though he spent it loosely, when he came home more was there. His brother became angry, thinking he was not so loved, but at any time he could have had what he felt worthy of. So I'm ready, willing, and worthy to open my heart and receive all of the heavenly blessings there for me when I believe. I'm ready, willing, and worthy, and that's all I have to be. 'Cause when I'm ready, willing, and worthy, God is able to bless me. there for me when I believe. I'm ready, willing, and worthy, and that's all I have to be. 'Cause when I'm ready, willing, and worthy, God is able to bless me. When I'm ready, willing, and worthy, God is able to bless me.
And let's say our affirmation for 2026 together. We at Unity Halton Peel are blessed with an abundantly thriving community. It is done. Our overall intention for January, the real purpose of your life is to express the creation of God. And if you'll join me in the January affirmations, I'll read it first and then we'll say it together. Inner peace. Peace flows like a river throughout my being. Peace flows like a river throughout my being. Harmony. I am the harmonious action of divine love. I am the harmonious action of divine love. Wholeness. Every part of my body, mind, and spirit celebrates divine life. Every part of my body, mind, and spirit celebrates divine life. Prosperity. In gratitude, I see abundant blessings and possibilities. In gratitude, I see abundant blessings and possibilities. World peace. My every prayerful thought blesses the world with peace. My every prayerful thought blesses the world with peace. And during the month of January, we hold Unity Vancouver Island and the Unity Canada Board of Directors in prayer. It's my pleasure this morning to introduce Reverend Barbara Jean Shriver Trudell back with us. It's been a while since we've seen her, and we are delighted to have her with us this morning. Reverend Barbara, would you please lead us in the opening prayer?
Absolutely. Thank you. Let us join together in consciousness. There's a power in the universe that is good, infinite, eternal, everywhere present, all-powerful, all-knowing, fully present here and now. And as we begin this morning, what I know is that life is unfolding in divine perfection. And so I look around me and I see the beauty of life, the beauty and wonder of all that is occurring. And I know here and now that I am a part of that beauty, that wonder, that magnificence, as are each of you. It is in knowing this and accepting this and in living from this idea, from this truth, that I begin to explore the inner life that I have, that I may fully accept and accelerate and expand my outer experience. Life begins from the inside out. And as I embrace the consciousness of the Christ, as I allow that energy to permeate all that I am, as I open my mind and heart to this day, to this moment, to this gathering, I know that all is well. I know that all is well. And I know this for each one here, that we are a part of something truly divine and spectacular. So there is no thing to fear. There is nothing to worry about, for God's got this. So in peace, in gratitude, in love, and in joy, I release these ideas into the law of mind, because I know it's already done. And together we say, and so it is.
Go ahead, Reverend Barbara.
So today, the talk is the power of inner belief. You know, sometimes life looks different than we had hoped, that somehow it maybe isn't as shiny and new as we wished. And there's some confusion, I think, sometimes about why that is. Why is it that, one person has everything great and then my life doesn't look quite as great? And I think we can sometimes be envious or jealous. We can feel a sense of separation. We can be at odds with people just around what we've all accomplished. And what I want to really express today is that inner belief that we have, that very essence of who we are, needs to be allowed to reveal itself. And I think sometimes we hold that back. We're living our lives often as though, all the things we were told as children were true. You're a bad girl. No, I don't think there are any of those. So we want to really explore how we're living life. How do we live it? How do we do it? And when we look at our belief systems, most of us have no idea what they are anyway. And the way to find out what they are is to look at the world in front of us and go, okay, what is happening around me that would show me where I might be stuck, where I'm not living from my Christ consciousness, but I am living from my ego awareness. I know I've done that before. So belief is not what we say we believe. Belief is what our life is already responding to. Yes, yes, yes. So most of us think that we're living our intentions, but we're actually living from our expectations. And our expectations are shaped by those beliefs. Now, our belief system, it sometimes takes us a little while to kind of unwrap it and unpack it and figure out what's what. And so we use affirmations and we use prayer to begin to redirect some of what's going on so that we can create something bigger, brighter, better. And so belief isn't loud. It doesn't need convincing language. It is quiet certainty. And it's what we assume will happen. It's what we plan for. Anybody save for a rainy day? We save for a rainy day and then ta-da, downpour. Well, today is more of a snowy day, but we create these we create this energy around us that looks like life is happening to us. And I want to be clear that it happens through us. So when we take a look at what's going on, what we want to take a look at is, why is it that I'm struggling sometimes? Is there a point to that struggle? Is there a need for that struggle? And what does that struggle give me? And I think what it does is it causes us to recognize our resilience. It causes us to recognize who we truly are, or whose we truly are. Because when we think about the fact that we are born in the image and of the likeness of God, that does not mean that God is 5'2" with blue hair. What that means is, if I think that, then I obviously have created God in my image. And that's not what it is. We are created in its image. And so when we look at the idea, I'm created in the image and likeness of God, that means God is all powerful. I am powerful. Yes. God is light and love and connection. I am that too, as are each of you. So we want to listen in a new way. And I wanted to share a story with you. I've got a couple of them actually, but a pilot doesn't sit in the cockpit constantly steering left and right? They set a destination. And then once that destination is programmed, the system self-corrects automatically. So wind shifts, the plane adjusts. Turbulence, the system compensates. A slight drift, it recalibrates. The pilot doesn't panic. They don't reprogram every 5 minutes. They trust the system. Our beliefs work the same way. Once a belief is set, such as, I always struggle. Nothing ever works out for me. I have to work twice as hard to be valued. Or, I'm supported. There's room for me. Life is on my side. See, our own inner system will self-correct to match whatever it is that we're saying in our minds, because what we say in our minds is sometimes louder than what we're speaking. So we want to really, really pay attention. And that's why, willpower doesn't always work. Well, it often doesn't work because it requires a great deal of determination and strength and holding it in place and making sure it happens. And that's not the way. The way is to sit back and breathe life into who we truly are, to allow that consciousness of the Christ to be expanded and grown, to allow ourselves to breathe into that, to know that we are a part of that, that it is in us and being us, and we have it right there within our grasp. We do not need to seek it. We do not have to behave in a certain way to explore it. We are it. And it is in knowing that we begin to change how we show up in the world and what happens around us. So I want to talk a little bit about belief and hope. So hope says maybe, belief says of course. Hope is emotional, belief is structural. You can hope for change while still planning for disappointment. I think we've all done that at some point in time or another. You can hope for abundance while expecting struggle, or you can hope for love while bracing for loss. I know some people that have decided that they don't want to get too involved either with a pet or with another person because losing them is far too hard. I agree. Losing someone you love is very, very hard. But what we know to be true is that all of us will leave this plane at some point. It's not bad, it's not wrong, it just is. We're here for a time and then we go. When we're here for that time, I believe it is our responsibility to live the life that we have. Not the one we hope for, not the one we've dreamt about, not the one our neighbor thinks we should have or our parents think we should have. We need to live the life that is ours to live. And as we begin to live that life and to do it very consciously, we start to see the value of everything. So we see the value of love. And so if I'm in love with somebody and I get to spend 5 years, 10 years, 20 years with them, and then they pass on, I'm going to grieve. I'm going to grieve. Why? Because I've loved. Now, if I shut myself down, put a wall in front of my heart so that I never love, has my life had value? Did my belief in my inability to manage pain stop me from actually living? And these are questions that we can ask ourselves all the time, is like, where am I at? How is belief showing up for me? And can I take some of those beliefs and go, I don't believe that anymore. I don't believe that. Let me change that. Let me do something different. So when we look at this journey that we're on, we all have a choice about the way it's going to express for us. We all have a choice about how we're going to meet one another. I try to meet people with love. And, I'll tell strangers on the street that I love them. I know some people say that's not a smart thing to do, but it works for me. I do that because I feel the connection. See, what we teach is that there's only one thing going on, right? There's only one thing. Now, if there is only one thing, that means we are all connected. We all live, move, and have our being within God, not separate from, not out there in here. It's like we are it. And if we are it, then the person in front of me that I may not know yet is it too. Right? Person in front of me is that Christ consciousness as well. It doesn't even matter how they behave. The truth is, they still are that. So I have a choice about how I can respond or relate. And when I say that I love strangers on the street, I mean, I do that. But it's generally some kind of a connection. So I was walking down the a park one day with a girlfriend. We're chit-chatting, and there was a gentleman sitting reading a book. He was reading The Godfather, which I read as a teenager. And so he's reading the book, and I went, "Oh, great book." And he looked up and smiled. And I said, "Yeah, I read that as a teenager." And he looked at me and he went, "This book's been out for 50 years. There's no way." And I went, "Oh, thank you so much. I love you." And he gave me this big smile. He says, "I love you too." And we kept walking. My girlfriend, of course, gave me a very odd look. Like, "What are you doing telling this strange man that you love him?" He wasn't a strange man. He was unknown to me till that moment. And I think sometimes, when we're looking at our belief system, it has been constructed not by us. And that's a really important thing to remember. The construction of our belief system came to us from very well-meaning people: parents, siblings, extended family, teachers, people around us, coaches, whatever. These people have shaped us into who we now show up as. But there's a power in owning our true self, of allowing that authentic self to really, really come through. And so we really want to pay attention to what it is we believe about ourselves and what we believe about others. Now, can you imagine if you were to build a house? You would probably give your contractor a set of blueprints. Here's the way I want the house to look. Now, if those blueprints are all smudged and outdated or whatever, well, the contract is going to have a problem following them, right? The contractor isn't wrong for following them. They're doing what they're meant to do. But they're following something that isn't accurate. And most of us have lived our lives following the blueprint that was pressed into our consciousness when we were 6 months old and 1 year old and 3 years old and 4 years old and 5 years old and 6 years old. And we believed it. We believed it. Parents sometimes have a bad day and they say things that can be hurtful. And if we believe those hurtful things, we can begin to live from that hurt. And that's not what we want to do. Most beliefs were installed before we were conscious builders. But we're conscious builders now. Now we can choose. So we want to take a look at all that early stuff and begin to bless it and release it. We do the burning bowl ceremony every year, and when we do that, what we're doing is we're letting go of all that stuff that prevents us from being who God created us to be. There are no mistakes or accidents in how we were created. We were created by the master architect. We are, in fact, perfect, whole, and complete. Not someday, not when we get it right, not when we forget, stop making mistakes, not then. We are perfect, whole, and complete now and always. We've never been anything else. Regardless of what mom said when you dumped over the juice all over the table, or, broke that favorite vase on the floor, or threw a baseball through dad's living room window, or that's kid stuff, right? It doesn't define us unless we allow it to. So a belief is it's kind of like a thermometer or a thermostat. I guess a thermostat is more like it. A thermometer reacts to the room. Don't most of us live that way, reacting to the room? Whereas a thermostat sets the room. If the temperature drops, the system turns on heat. If it rises, it cools things down. That's why breakthrough moments sometimes collapse, not because we've failed, but because the system corrected back to the familiar setting. Let me repeat that sentence. Because the system corrected back to the familiar setting. Have you ever noticed sometimes that we have these patterns running that just keep running, and we try to break them, and then boom, there they are back again? Like, What is that all about? It's this here. It's like the system was reset and it went back to the familiar. You'll hear people talk about the comfort zone sometimes. It isn't a comfort zone. There's nothing comfortable about it. Most of us, if we look at what we're defining as a comfort zone, is hell. It's a place that doesn't feel good and it's, not working for us and makes us feel miserable. Well, that's not comfort, but it is familiar. And if that's what we're familiar with, we will reset ourselves to that familiar place over and over. And then we might get like, what's wrong with God? Can't fix this thing for me? Well, God is being you, and so it is up to you to fix the broken thermostat. Set the temperature where you like it, where you feel good, where you feel alive, where you feel awake and aware and ready to take on the world. Set the thermostat there and watch what happens. You see, when those beliefs come up and we go, whoa, wait a minute, I don't believe that. Let it go. Let it go. Maybe speak an affirmation of, I am enough. I am a divine idea in the mind of God, therefore I am and have always been perfect, whole, and complete. Forgive any error that you've ever made, because believe me, we've all made a few. I've made plenty. Let that go. Let that go. Stand in this moment and find you. And it is in finding you and loving you that you begin to live from a whole new set of blueprints. Not the ones that were created for you by some well-meaning parent or babysitter or, whoever. This is for you. Beliefs are powerful, powerful, powerful. And when we remember that, we can choose what it is that we believe. Beliefs change. What we want is for that change to stick. We don't want to zip back to the old idea. We want to stay in that place of possibility, that place of opportunity, that place of excitement and joy. That's where we want to live. Yes? You ready to live in that place of resilience, that place of courage, that place of excitement and delight and passion and purpose? See, it doesn't matter what our age is. It doesn't matter how long we've walked on this earth. In the moment that we decide to live from the Christ consciousness, in that moment, the game changes. The game changes. And every day when we wake up, we can just feel the blessing, the infinite creative blessing of this power and presence. So let us take this message into meditation. And I invite you to close your eyes if you're comfortable. Allow yourself to just sit, maybe with your feet on the floor, and allow your body to relax. Nowhere to go, nothing to do at this moment other than to simply receive. So I invite you to take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, feel your body just really getting comfy in your chair. Another deep breath in. And a deeper sense of comfort. So we're not going to try to fix anything. We're just going to notice. Ask yourself gently, what do I expect will happen next in my life? What do I expect will happen next in my life? Just listen for whatever comes up. Where do I feel braced instead of open? Where do I feel braced instead of open? Imagine for a moment your heart opening up. What outcome feels inevitable to me right now? What outcome feels inevitable to me right now? If belief is the builder, what belief has been holding the blueprint? What would feel relieving to believe instead? Not dramatic, not forced, just relieving. I recognize a creative intelligence that builds faithfully and without judgment. I acknowledge that belief is the blueprint, and life responds perfectly to what is accepted as true. Right now, I release outdated assumptions, beliefs formed in fear, scarcity, or survival. I allow a new knowing to take root, that I am supported, that my life works with me, that good arrives without struggle. I trust the inner system to recalibrate. I trust life to respond. I trust belief to build anew. And so it is. Thank you.
One power, one power, one power, one power, one power, one power. There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power, one power. We speak so many languages, different clothing, different colors, different names. The different is only dangerous when we forget that in the heart we're all the same. And we'll remember once we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Hashem or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, or it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. Oh, it's the power of the love in you and me. One power, oh, one power is what we are. One power, one power. It's the moment of creation. It's an everlasting peace. It's the freedom of forgiveness. It's the sweetness of release. It's the joy of inspiration. It's the sunshine on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. It's the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby, the serenity of sleep. It's the anger we abandon, for it's love that's most deep. It's one power. It's one power. What we are is one power. It's the power of the love that lives forever in you and me. It's the power of the love in you and me.
Thank you, Reverend Barbara Jean, for that wonderful message. And now for the Unity Prayer Chaplains. Prayer chaplains and prayer team members are Unity members trained to offer confidential prayer support. If anyone has a prayer request, please feel free to email our lead prayer chaplain, Diane, in the email below. Your request is held in confidence and sent to our UHP prayer team, and also sent to Silent Unity for 30 days of prayer and 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
And we're very happy to welcome our Minister of Record, Reverend Dr. Jane Simmons to our group. And on February the 1st, Wendy Carr will be speaking with the title Love in Challenging Times. Mark your calendars. The AGM will be held Sunday, March the 8th, immediately after our service, after 15 minutes interval for you to grab a bite to eat. We hope to see you all there. And for those of you that would like to contribute, you're welcome to do it by Interact. There is the address to send it to, CanadaHelps.org or unityhaltonpeel.ca. Thank you for your continued support. And please repeat.
I love.
What happened?
Did you lose it? Divine love now flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And it is a blessing wherever it goes. Amen. Can you see it now, Evelyn?
I can see it now. Yeah, it went blank there for a bit. And Unity Halton Peel is supporting for the month of January, Eden Food for Change and Unity Canada. If you're joining us for the first time, please sign up for our weekly newsletter with all the events and Zoom links, and the information is all down below. Please repeat with me, children's blessing. Children and youth of Unity and of the world, we love you, we bless you, and we appreciate you just the way we are, the way you are. Oh, jeez. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. Power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is. I am divine. And now for our final song, I Choose Love by Sue Riley.
Peace in my life is growing because I choose love. Love's always present, it's what I'm made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one tie that binds us, that can't be undone. I choose love. Peace in my family is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. I Let this be the one I choose, love. I choose love. I choose love.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We hope to see you next Sunday with Wendy Carr. Thank you.